Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well today. Another live stream to go over the latest Warlord release for Eldar Prince Yriel. Uh, go through him all in a second, but I hope you're all doing well today. Hello, everyone. Uh, Lots of good usual faces in here, and I know Sky Serpent's excited. He's messaged me already saying Corsairs. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Uh, Hi, Spock. How you doing? Um, So yeah, we've obviously got the Warlord to go through. We will go through his release roadmap as well. We'll do the usual couple of PvP matches as well. And without too many spoilers, this is a flexible Warlord, so I'll be running one of each attack type. So we'll have a good variety to showcase here. And yeah, as always, feel free to fire any questions as and when they come along. I know there's been lots of discussion in the Discord at the moment that I've hopped in on, but if we want to discuss any of that a little bit more, just feel free to ask. More than happy to discuss that. But yeah, I think that's most of the core crowd here for the moment. Um, so I guess without too much of a further ado, will there be new Eldar cards coming with the board? Yeah, we've got a decent amount to go through. I'll show them all up as well. Yeah, we've got both flavors of Corsairs. So focus is on Eldari because it's been a while since they've got as much love as Chaos had. Chaos had all of the fuss last year with all of the Demon Primarchs, etc. So we've got Eldar Corsairs, but Red Corsairs as well. They will be coming a little bit later, but yeah, expect to see Huron and all of his entourage, which are some of the best models that have been released in a while. They're all coming soon, yeah, for sure. And by soon, I don't mean coming soon to I mean like a couple of weeks, something like that. But yeah, let us have a look at Yriel himself. So, relatively simple rule, but very effective. Whenever a friendly card changes lane or is destroyed, it readies at 200%. So, first thing to clarify, and we'll be able to see that when we go into the Warlord rule, which I'll show in a second, is that this has the same clause as Dark Strider with his movement rule, which is this readying doesn't happen in the deployment phase. So it's once the game's properly started that it comes into effect. So you can't start pushing cards around during deployment to get ready. So it will just happen after that point. And yeah, the key point there as well, it readies. So the card that moves or the card that is destroyed is the one that readies. And you can get cards to ready twice by moving them twice, which is the most you can do that. So if you had your border wiped, which I'm sure will happen to me in the PvP, if you move a card twice, it will ready twice. So yeah, it's a pretty straightforward rule, but at the same time, really, really potent. Obviously, with Eldar's sort of glass cannon for the majority of their cards. It just means that you can do some absolutely insane amount of damage. And yeah, as I'll show in a minute, I've been building with all of the different attack types, and I would say it's viable with all of them. I'd say Psychic's probably the weakest, just because there aren't as many Psychic cards. But both melee and ranged work really well with this, so depending on which particular flavor you prefer, yeah, you can build it your way for sure. Now let's just get everything ready. Yeah, it is pretty strong, for sure. It's definitely one of those ones which, if you get it right, can absolutely wipe people, but it has of of the many things that can go wrong with these kind of rules. Like if you manage to get the timing wrong, either your board gets wiped too early or you end up bringing a load of cards with, attack traits and stuff like that, so things like precision shot, of which there are plenty. You accidentally wipe up the board, so finding the sweet spot can sometimes go wrong, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, strong card for sure. Which attack type is chocolate mint? I don't know. I don't think it would be melee. It's not going to punch you in the face as much. Maybe sidekick, I would guess. Have you had a haircut? No, it's the same haircut. I normally only get a haircut like once every 3 or 4 months, so you'll notice. I have been told that it's too long to leave a haircut, so no. When is the Supreme Commander? When is the Supreme Commander for Elder coming out? It's a very good question. I don't know is the answer. Part of the problem that we've got is that there isn't someone who fills that role currently in the rule set. So if we're talking about like literally who has a Supreme Commander role in the Eldar Codex is either Drukhari or Eldari. No one does at the moment. There is a sort of like half Supreme Commander in half Supreme Commander when we're talking about your brain, because if you're running Ynnari, you have to take either her or the Incarn as your warlord. So we could fudge it there, but there isn't a lot of support for Ynnari at the moment, so my chances of them getting like a new feature, I'm not really sure. But we are in the kind of time frame to be thinking about a new edition. Drukhari got not too much stuff at the end of this edition, so I wouldn't be surprised if they get like a really big overhaul. So I would hope to see like the equivalent of the Drukhari Supreme Commander sometime when they get their focus this edition. But yeah. Yeah, it takes 10. Yeah, it doesn't apply during the first turn. So tell you what, look, I will head over to here, and we can see like actually in the rules text here, so does this not affect initial deployments? And yeah, fingers crossed for that. I know, I don't know, but yeah, I would be surprised, particularly with the sort of lore snippets that have been coming out about what's going on in Comarag at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if Vect is on the cards at some point. Question about change to ranked. It's basically just been a mix of several different things. So the first thing is obviously there's been a lot of people in the community who have been unhappy with how the way that modifiers has affected the ranks sort of ladder and all the rest of it. We were kind of at a point where we were okay with the way that the modifiers were. We reduced them, brought them down a little bit, but realistically, when we added the modifiers, we also reduced the number of battles required because we made each of the arenas shorter. So even though we added on 2 more arenas, we reduced the arena size by about, I think it was a third. So overall shorter, as well as doing that sort of slicing up into even split of your trophies so you can play any faction the next season. So that kind of difficulty modifier made sense. The kind of turning point with where we felt like it was working to, it was justified complaints was with enhancements, where people were coming to a point where if you didn't have top level enhancements, or rather your opponent did have top level enhancements, and then you had the modifiers on top, yeah, it just became too much of a brick wall. And we were seeing people who were consistently, as like groups, not individuals, but like as a group, people who were getting, to the Dark Cells consistently before enhancements came out, particularly with the bodyguard enhancements going out, were beginning to drop off and causing a lot of friction and stuff like that. So the decision to move them only into the top arena in Dark Cells makes sense because that is where it's most competitive. It's like, okay, get to the Dark Cells, you might not have the card levels or the skill to get further than that, where it gets really tough. So that's kind of like a good place for those modifiers to live, make that sort of competitive area make more sense. As to the level they're at the moment, I think that is something that can potentially be changed. But yeah, I think that's kind of the home for it. And also I think, like it was raised in Discord as well, there's room that we have now with the modifier only being a 1 arena to make that modifier more interesting. So whether or not we bring custom or we make new custom ones, or we have like a seasonal rotation of modifiers where we bring some of the campaign modifiers. I think things like, cut off the head would be fun. But whether or not that's actually what we want to do in quite what rank mode presents as quite a competitive thing, but yeah. And yeah, Welch, you definitely agree. Like that's kind of what we were trying to turn off a bit with the modifiers in the first place, was to stop exactly that, because it shouldn't be just a metric of whoever has the most time wins. Obviously, that's a valid factor for it. You could get more games in, you're much more likely to play, place more highly. But yeah, if that is the case, then we are watching it. I mean, this is the first season we've made a change, and if we see that there's been like a really obvious slide in that direction with how things are happening, then yeah, we'll adjust it. But work in progress. The reason we changed it is I've just explained. Is it going to stick like that forever? Not necessarily. So we've got Yriel here. You can see I've got some nice enhancements on him. So he's looking very beefy indeed. He's very similar to the regular Yriel, but instead of having outflank, he's got shield instead, and his stats slightly higher, and he's 6 points more. But does it trigger on deploy? Which one? This one, the rule. It doesn't happen in the deployment phase, no. But from that point onwards in the deployment, yes, it does, because that's when you move cards. But yeah, not in initial deployment. But yeah, we've had some questions about other Corsairs TM coming, and we've got quite a few. So obviously this is the only sad Lonely Corsair that we've had for a very long time, but we've now got a bunch more now coming from the new kits and new sets. So we've got good voice guards, attack, scout, pretty standard business for Eldar, low health but big punch and boosts on deploy. Got a melee ready melee card for cheap for target acquired. Target acquired for melee isn't as good as a target acquired for ranged and Eldar, so this should be a good pickup. This one should be fun as well. We've been kind of cautious about adding shields, but this is, again, the shields are bearable because, again, it's very glass cannon, very high attack with shields. It doesn't have high wounds, but it makes up the shields. So this can be a fun one in a sort of glass cannon deck, which can take up, small arms fire, but will still get wiped out by something very big. We have got a decent quick all-rounder here with the Felarch, anti-infantry with balanced stats, and yeah, pretty good all-rounder there. New cards for the Scarfang. So we've got a new sort of mid-range, mid-cost barrage vehicle, which should fit into some nice slots. And I think the one that everyone's going to be most excited about, apart from Yriel himself, is Karsteth here. So Karsteth is going to be a really much needed addition to the Eldar Recycler list, because we haven't got any sort of smaller bodied Sonic Blast for Eldar at all at the moment. It's all based on the big cards. So we've got the Wraithjet thingamabob. I've got one. And we've also got the Wraith Seer, but this coming at 34 points, good chunk of health, 92 range, and with anti-infantry as well. It's going to be a really, really potent piece for everyone who's playing psychic decks. And it's one of those ones which has always been a bit tricky for Eldar, because Eldar have obviously got like a really good flexible choice for psychic, but it's been hard to run them in a way that sort of fits all the points well. So I think, yeah, Karsteth comes in here really nicely. And looking at the rest of the Eldar, I mean, the only person who you'd play psychic with realistically would be obviously Eldrad, and works fine with Urian. I haven't played much psychic with Malice or Lilith, but I can't imagine it's that spicy. But obviously, again, Yriel is a good option to come with psychic, and I'll show a psychic deck that I've got for him at the moment. I mean, we can have a look at it now. yeah, there's my psychic one. So you can see like the good points. You can get a pretty good, well-rounded list here. Got 2 inspiring presence, 2 Medicae, some anti-infantry, Sonic Blast, bit of this, and then obviously him as well with this. This works pretty well, and they're all on psychic ready as well. So yeah, some good fun psychic stuff to be having there as well. Right, before I jump into some matches, so anyone who is keen to play C4 of you've already in there at the moment. Anyone else who's keen to get in there as well, feel free to. I will just go through the roadmap. There it is. So much of the usual stuff to look forward to. So we've got a number of campaigns that we'll be going through, 2 of which are Eldar focused. We've obviously got the usual kickoff with the Warlords, who will be lent to you, and that will be Apocalypse. Got the Battle Pass, got Prince Yriel and stuff coming out tomorrow on Friday, and then Cast Death coming the week after. Got the Eldari Victory Packs, some more giveaways, and yeah, the mission card for the Webway Gate, which I didn't show off. Let me quickly get back. But yeah, same as a lot of the structures that we've got at the moment, but should be an interesting one where, because Eldar is so glass cannon, as I've been saying, like having something at 12 points for 221 health and shields isn't like the craziest thing to have. Also in something like a Malice deck potentially could just be like a really nice roadblock to stop in the way. I know Malice plays a lot of range builds, so it could fit in there nicely, always guaranteed to get a range ready and just stick it in front of something you don't want to deal with. So yeah, not pretending it's going to set anyone's world on fire, but I think, of some of the structures that we've had recently, this is probably one of the ones that actually suit the faction the most in the way they want to be playing. But yeah, okay, let us jump into the first battle. And yeah, well, since I started by showing off the psychic one, let's give that a whirl. Any news on the rollout of other rarity enhancements? Any timings? So the answer is they are coming, and they're coming soon. We've basically had to re-examine like the whole way that we've done it. Obviously, there have been problems with the way that the other releases went, and we're basically just need to get in a position where that doesn't happen again. I'm not sure how much more I can say at this point because I don't know how set in stone it is, but it's happening, and it's happening sooner rather than later. And as soon as it comes out, or as soon as it's ready to come out, we'll be letting everyone know ahead of schedule. Like we're planning to do like a week beforehand. We're giving everyone full warning, what to expect, how it works, and all the rest of it. So just cut down as much confusion as possible, because I know that part of the problem that we've had with the enhancements for Roswell in the past was just people didn't really understand what was going on and why things changed the way they did. So yeah, we're going to be ahead of schedule, just laying out what's going on. Hopefully going to give them in the best position possible. At this point, I would be very surprised if it wasn't all of them at the same time. So that's not to say, yes, that's definitely what's happening, but yeah, I would be surprised if it wasn't. I think it will be all of them going out at the same time now. This should be an interesting one. Already up to, God, there's some good announcements as well. Are all rarities getting 3 enhancements? Yes. So enhancements would look, no, I won't. We've explained the reasoning behind it, and I think it sounds, I mean, after explaining it on Discord, I didn't have anyone particular sort of poking holes in the logic of what went on. But yes, all rarities will get 3 enhancements, much like what we have done with legendary bodyguards to after warlords, and it's annoying. I want to get this guy here. Okay, well, we'll put him there and then we'll shift him across. The cost will decrease based on the rarities, so epic enhancements will cost less than legendary enhancements, rare will cost less again, etc., etc. So, yeah, but the plan will be that every rarity will have access to 3. For the power level, I don't see that changing. We jigged around some of the numbers. We kept warlords the same, but for legendary bodyguards, they were a bit different, a bit lower, particularly with the Omni level was lower for bodyguards versus warlords. I think it will just stay the same on that front, but yes, 3 slots for everyone, and it will get cheaper by rarity. All right, who do we want in front of him? I guess get the Medicaid in front. Yeah. So we see there we get the double ready from him because he moved twice. Yeah, and that's part of the reason why we had the initial plan to obviously do the stage rollout rarity by rarity. We were planning to do them obviously one by one and much closer together, but with each of the issues, we basically just said that we can't do that. We can't just rush them out. We need to make sure we get it going in the best way possible. So yeah, we'll do them all at once. We might have to do something to manage notifications a bit more sensibly, but we'll see. Right, risky here. So I don't think I'm going to get through that anytime soon. So I think go psychic once from the side. An upgrade all. Oh, I see what you mean. What, for the actual levels themselves, not for the enhancements. So I was about to say, I wouldn't have thought that you'd want to automatically roll all of the enhancements straight away. I mean, potentially could, as in like, the problem is that if we immediately assign enhancements, then people miss the opportunity to pick one. But if we're talking about because there will be new levels unlocked, nice. Yriel for the win there. I think that was like probably the best matchup with Necrons versus Psykers, so it went well on that one. But yeah, if we're talking about like levels, upgrades, then yes. Oh, Twitch livestream guys, don't forget to tune in, yeah? Don't want to take me there and go into an infinite loop. Come on. There we go. Yeah, for a good game there. Sorry I didn't win this time round. Calvin, which vaccine? Sure. Yeah, so get the points on victory packs. Obviously something that we will be, I mean, we are constantly reviewing it. But yeah, absolutely heard on that. The way that I kind of phrase it is, the sort of the classic income versus inflation. Like there are more things that need collecting and make sure the income goes up as well. I mean, we've obviously been doing that in ranks. We've added more ranked arenas. We've got more rewards in there. We've got Apocalypse as well. But I understand that that also means more games, so I'm not saying that that's the problem solved. It's something that regularly and actively gets reviewed, but as to if, when, and how any increases to that would happen, I don't have the details, I'm afraid, but I can raise it again for sure. Not too late, no. We're just into the seconds of the PvP matches with Yriel. All right, going for that should be interesting. Yeah, I suppose if everyone's stats are down by 60%, doesn't matter how many times I read it, it's not going to get through. So see how this goes. More victory pack slots. Yeah, I think that I don't know. Actually, I don't know how difficult that would be to do. Um, I think the biggest issue would be on mobile, and obviously, we're mobile first. I think it's like 95% of our players play on mobile. Is getting it to fit on the screen in a way that makes sense. Um, I don't know how much more we would want to squish that section, um, and then turning into like a scrolling sort of like wheel or something doesn't seem to make that much sense either. But yeah, I think if we were going to go down any route, it wouldn't necessarily be great getting more slots. It would be increasing the contents of them. Okay, so we want to kill you, but we can work around. Sure, if I was going to take absolute pounding here. See, this is another tricky thing about this is like I've got the barrage card, but I want to get two ready, so just move it in there. Actually, no, let's get him out first. Do I really take into consideration and post imbalance discussion on Discord, or is it only for discussion with players? Absolutely, I do take it into account. When we're in a position where, I mean, realistically, when doing buffs, for example, um, I will normally look at the bottom 15, the bottom 20, not just like, oh, okay, we need to find 3 warlords at the bottom to do, and as well as obviously the data we've got, player feedback does a big effect in that. I think as well, one of the hard things to capture is obviously, given that this is for the most part a versus AI game, PvP doesn't happen all that often. How enemy warlords feels to play against is obviously something we can't quantify. So even if their win rate isn't necessarily high, we need to think about, well, is this just miserable to play against? So even though things like, Greyfax is very high win rate, very high play rates, it's not that bad to play against. I mean, there are some decks that are just really gross, but like overall, it's not her rule that necessarily puts her in that position. It's like the way that people build the decks because they get to pick whatever they want, basically. Um, but it's why we nerfed Cool, for example, but now I've stopped nerfing Cool, because even though he's always up near the top of the rankings, all of the pain that was involved with him has been for the most part taken away. It was just when, no matter what you did, you got absolutely melted. It was just miserable. And so yeah, that's why it was addressed. It was addressed in the way that it was. Um, so yeah, it's all valuable. I mean, we take everything into consideration. It's not just the raw data, and it's not just the raw data sliced in one way. There are lots of different ways we can slice it if we do. But yeah, feedback, because emotional stuff like how it feels is the one thing that we can't capture. Yes, yeah, sure. I mean, if there are older bodyguards, like anything that would definitely be good feedback is if you have any suggestions for like trait changes that you think make sense and would work, um, then yeah, feel free to suggest those. Because that's some of the best ways to get cards feeling sort of different, unique, and try some new strategies and stuff like that. Also, as well, like a few things that I picked up on for sure from the community is things like this. Its ready type doesn't make any sense. So this card ready's psychic debuff, but I'm never going to be playing, or it's so rare I play a psychic deck with this, so there's no point. Part of the reason why we overhauled a load of the Tzeentch demons when we were doing Magna Season from Psychic Debuff or other readies, we changed most of those over to Psychic Ready because of community feedback and stuff like that. So yeah, for sure, feel free to chuck stuff like that in there. Yeah, this could go either way at this point. How much are you punching for? Huh. Hmm. Hmm. How much damage do you do? 182. So that's somehow less scary, but I don't want to get shot in the side by any attack type over here. It's not going to be enough. He's going to get killed no matter what. So I guess just get some barrage damage in on the side. Might be in trouble here. I mean, he's on 92, got 62% saved up. Do we have the goods? We do. Oh, that was close. That was very, very, very close. Good game. Good game. Right. Where are we? 33 minutes past. Yeah, come on. We know the answer to this question already. The answer is yes, I have, of course. Yeah, good game. I don't know. Oper? Is that pronounced Oper? Bonk? Don't know. But good one there. And last one we haven't done yet is my melee version. Uh, no, I don't think Yriel needs to have a nerf. I've been playing a lot with him over the last couple of days as well, so there is some familiarity on my part. There have been lots of deck tweaks going on to get that working. And also as well from the point of view of like the comment I was saying earlier about how it feels like to play. I mean, the AI isn't going to be moving these guys around all of the time, so I don't think it's going to be much of an experience to play against. Like the old Euro model, chance you could have bodyguard of the old model. Sorry. So it's something that we've debated about before, saying the first thing, are there rules against it? Sort of. So if it's if we did it as a skin, so the default version of the card was the up-to-date purchasable model, that would work fine. If we then had an option to have it like as a cosmetic version, we could say, okay, well, which one of the two would you rather have? As long as like the face of the model is the current one, then that's fine. The question then becomes like, how much work would that cost? How interested would players be in that? And honestly, as well, like how many models does it affect, and how far back do we go? Do we go all the way back to old the originals toilet Marnius, the Marnius Calgod? We have like all 6 different iterations of skins and stuff like that. So Yeah, I mean, again, we've all been they've all been discussed and thought about. I mean, God, when was it? Must have been, I think, the anniversary stream 3 years ago. Tom and I talked about, different cosmetic options and stuff like that we thought about. But like, yeah, there's the potential to do it, but I wouldn't hang my hat on it anytime soon. So Calgot at the moment does, but those are actually counted as different data sheets by Games Workshop, so that you could play either of the two versions of Marnius legally on the tabletop now, but they do have different rules. This would be like having Gazgul and having like all three mini versions of Gazgul. There is only one rule set for Gazgul. So yeah, I understand, kind of, yeah. So basically, if we have to have the main version of the model being the most up-to-date one. Hello, Silent Shadows here. Yeah, so that's what it does. Whenever a friendly card changes lane or is destroyed, it readies at 200%, but you can't do it in initial deployment. And we've cycled through all three of the attack types so far. This is the third attack type going from melee, and we've won so far with Psychic, and that was because we were playing Necrons, very, very close with the ranged against the Gloggothrox deck, so see how it goes. This one might be the interesting one where I'm playing melee against Necrosaur, so yeah, that's it. So in that case, like, I didn't move my Solitaire and move the cards, but I don't think I really wanted to stick my Solitaire in front of that. Better try and clear the side and get to it as much as possible. God, and again, this is the tricky one, which is, do I just shift everything over? I guess so. And you can need the ready to get through the field anyway. Give him the choice if he wants to stick the big guy in front of it. Okay. I mean, that's, I guess, ideal case for him, because how much shield have we got there? Uh, 215. Okay, so that's going to hurt to hit. So that's not going to go through. That's not going to go through. That's not going to go through. Yeah, none of that's going to go through. Okay. I guess we sit on it then for a 10. I don't know how much I'm going to regret that. We shall see. I mean, the bright side is I don't think he's going to be able to kill the Solitaire this turn, which means that the Solitaire, yeah, there we go, will be hitting at full ready bar now with Inspiring Presence. I'm sorry, Lodger. Well, you're here now, aren't you? I mean, I don't get to control when they happen either. I mean, it's half term, woof, and my kids are over at my mum's house at the moment, so I'd much rather be doing anything putting my feet up at the moment. But well, actually, no, I take that back. I love hanging out with you guys. This is a nice way to spend a Thursday evening. Yeah, Lodger, don't worry, you're in time. You'll win the giveaway. No worries, you'll get there. They do happen roughly every 4 weeks. Okay, and we've got enough in the sides there. Still getting the 15% reduction. I might be okay. Yeah, it's not far off. but we've got 2 attacks coming in. He's got his melee saved up. My shields are only 257. I mean, ranged might do it. It's not that high though, 50%. I don't know. Maybe. It's going to be close again. Yeah, close. Oh. Well, I mean, that's been 2 very close matches back to back. And, you know, I have, to be fair, got some good enhancement stuff on them as well. But yeah, that's the ability of New World. Where have you been? It's what we've been talking about for the last 41 minutes. But good game there as well. Is there anyone else who wants a quick go before I turn on the giveaway? Because I think that's the second go that we've had with there as well. I will show you in a second. God, my PC is so weird these days. Yeah, come on, we've got a couple of you in here as well. But yeah, where is he? There he is. Yeah, so changes lane or is destroyed, red is 200%. Doesn't happen in the beginning like Dark Strider. But yeah, okay, let's throw one more out then. Which deck do we think we want to go for? I'll go Psychic again. I don't get to play Eldar Psychers enough. So whoever is going to jump in, it's a Psychic match. Whether or not that affects you, I don't know. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Bo. I saw what you did there, so thank you. I never know which one to go for because you've got 3 different names on each of the platforms that I talk to you on. Okay, here we go, Tixton. Ooh, so another Necrons against Psychers. I do feel slightly bad, but I'm sure I'm about to get whooped. So I know we normally do it about horse 2, but we're not quite there yet. Not quite there. I mean, I will get it set up though in the background. Got it all set up. I do have it all set up. Sweet. Okay, well, I'm not putting my Sonic Blast jumping out while we've got him knocking about. Yeah. No, something about to get sniped. So get him out. But yeah, I do think Karseth is going to be like the biggest impact new bodyguard for Eldar in a while if you care about psychic decks in Eldar. I mean, kind of has come equipped for me, isn't he? Because he's going to be able to, yeah, half damage from everything because none of them have psychic attacks. So maybe I was wrong. He's actually bought the exact correct Necron deck. Alright. How scary are you? Quite scary. But we'll get Custer in front. Don't know who Yelzrak is. I mean, that looks potentially devastating, but it's not going to be quite where we need it, is it? Still got 6 to go. Oh. And this is it, like, you know, if you can't deliver the punch, Eldar do not stick around long. So these grindy ones, and we saw as well with Glog. It doesn't matter if I'm hitting for 300 times damage, you know, or 3 times damage realistically. When my attack stats being reduced to 20. All right, what can we do with that, sir? I think I don't care about target pod right now. So let us just do all of Medicaid. that doesn't punch through, I don't know what will. That might be slightly overkill. And this is what I mean as well about you got all that ready, but not even. Oh. I don't need more depth, but of course it does. I mean, yeah, I think this is one of the nice things about Warlords like this is that you can play them however you want to, and if you like the Warlords, I mean, you can play just like I've got 3 different decks. Each one plays differently. We've each got a different attack type, so whatever mood you're in, you can make it work. Or however your collection's built, you can make it work. If you're all in on Eldar Psykers, then go for it. And I know a lot of people's default will be, as with a lot of the Eldar stuff, will be just to go to the powerful ranged ones. I mean, we've got Safwin, we've got Malvin Ra, and all the rest of it. But yeah, it's nice to be able to play the others in a way that makes sense. I guess. Again, I didn't really want to stick to other quant of that, but I've lost my ready bars as a result. Yeah, though, I know. Alright, tell you what, while we finish off this match, why don't I just turn on the giveaway? It means I won't have to do any awkward talking through it whilst you all hit join anyway. Boom. So that should be coming through. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so start the giveaway now. So anyone wants to get in there, go for it. Exclamation point join. And also for those wondering, like in this scenario here, you can't put your Warlord there. It won't count as a movement because it's not a genuine movement. I think it's safe to say that I'm not going to win this one, but you never know. I mean, Yriel can put in the work. Oh, Manifest coming out early. I mean, that's a flex. Confidence here to explain. I assume you're still listening. If you're not listening, then you should be because you're going to miss the giveaway, which would be very sad. Okay, so that's not going to help anyone. Well, that's not going to help anyone. So I guess we just kind of psychic and build up our melee, try and hit you in the face. Gives that a turn to wear off as well. How long have we got left on the giveaway? Tab, where are we? Where's the giveaway? Got enough? Not quite. Oh, yeah, we've got 36 seconds left. If he's got another taunt or a Medicaid in there, I might be in trouble. Yep, there we go. 208. Is it enough, though? Not quite. Not quite. Oof. Again, another close one. I'm going to make sure, actually, it's a good point not to his lodger in there. Check the tickets. Quickly. 2 seconds. I can see lodgers in there. So, again, it is just Lodger's bad luck if he doesn't get it this time. And that should be, yeah, raffle over. So, well, hey, Logic, who knows? This might be the one. Okay, so let's do the giveaway then. So the first winner is Milk Hots. I don't know whether how the three affects pronunciation, but I'm guessing that's Milk Hots. Winner number 2 is Calvin0206. Congrats to you. Winner number 3 is Nath19XX. Congrats to you. Our fourth winner is Bo111. Congrats to you. And the last winner is Chris070182. So congrats to you. Sorry, Lodger. It's going to happen one day, I promise. But congrats to all of you. Oh God, I will have to go through all of the old giveaways and double check like how long it's been. Oh, Tixton, you missed out. Well, don't worry. I will. Everyone who participated, since I got a clean sheet this time round, I'll get something out to all of you who participated as well in the showcase matches. So don't worry, Tixton, you'll get something too. But yeah, congrats to all the winners. Yeah. Exclamation Lou, is that the secret now? Okay, I'll make sure that says. Oh, Calvin, is that your first one? Nice. Okay, if it's your first one, make sure to send me a DM on Discord if you're on Discord, or on Twitch. Obviously, you're on Twitch right now, with your account details, and I will get that over to you. Get over to you tomorrow. Good to see you, Lodger. Hope the rest of your shift goes well. But yeah, that is kind of where we're at the moment. So he will be coming out tomorrow. We've seen the itinerary for that, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I love the Corsairs models. I love the color scheme. Got some cool, good ones coming out as well. But yeah, I don't think there is too much more to say at the moment. I don't think. I'll obviously be back soon for the next one. And yeah, keep an eye out for upcoming streams, because I'm hoping that we're going to be able to talk about some meaningfully cool stuff, some new stuff coming soon. TM. It is new, cool, coming soon stuff in the sense that like I honestly can't talk about much because there's too much up in the air about if and or when this sort of stuff happens. But fingers crossed, there should be some cool stuff to talk about very, very soon. But yeah, until then, I will see you at the next one. It's great to see you as always. And yeah, I hope you stay safe. You're happy and well wherever you are in the world. And yeah, catch you later. Ooh. See, I always do this. I forget I need to set up the thanks for watching thing. So for now, now I will officially see you all later. All right, guys, bye.